In February 2023, a content creator who goes by Flex uploaded an unsettling video called Solo Overnight Camping in Deserted Farm to his YouTube channel, The Flex Tapes. The channel is dedicated to urban exploration and wild camping, typically in remote or abandoned spots scattered across the UK. For this particular outing, Flex made the decision to head back to a derelict farmhouse he'd once visited during a paranormal investigation. What sets this trip apart from his usual content is that he went entirely by himself, with no one else around. The farmhouse, which once belonged to a poet, sits completely cut off from civilization, hemmed in by open fields with barely another structure in sight. Flex sets out in the late afternoon, somewhere around 4:30 p.m., trekking across multiple fields to get to the property.
I think it was last year, and we did some paranormal stuff in there. Now, there was quite good responses. So basically what I've decided to do is, I'm fairly used to this place now. I'm used to where I am, happy with my surroundings. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to spend the night there on my own. It should be fine. I've been there at night before. I mean...
As he closes in on it, the crumbling stone building emerges against a sky that's already beginning to dim. Stepping inside, he finds the place much as he left it, a rotting snapshot of rural life frozen in time. The inside has deteriorated badly, with wallpaper peeling off the walls, ceilings caved in, and rubble strewn throughout every room. Yet somehow, certain traces of the people who once lived there remain, which only makes the atmosphere more haunting.
Yeah, it's just a really, really old farmhouse. There's not really a lot in here. But the reason I want to do this is because of what we found last time paranormal-wise, and it was a bit strange. So there's a bed upstairs in one of the bedrooms, if I remember rightly, so we're going to go and have a look. Don't know if you can tell, but I'm not feeling good about this. Yeah, so we're upstairs, and not a lot has changed. This bed is ruined. This isn't the bed I'm going to sleep in. But I just love this. I love how that's still there, and the curtains. I just love that, and just thinking about, when was that last used? Who was the last person to look in that mirror? Right, so the bed it's not the best, but I've got a sleeping bag.
Making his way upstairs, Flex locates the bedroom where he intends to sleep for the night. Inside sits a metal-framed bed, topped with a grimy, heavily stained mattress. Undeterred by the grim conditions, he lays his sleeping bag out on it, committed to seeing the challenge through.
Oh man, this is mental. I haven't heard anything, so I think I'm far enough away from everything. There's no cars, there should be no farms, there should be no people. I should be fine. Yeah, it's the wind. So I don't know if you can hear that. It is really windy outside. Thankfully, I've got the only room with a working window. What's that noise? I think paranoia. When I get quiet, I go quiet. You start to hear things, and I think it's like the paranoia, the wonder of being on my own, and like every little noise is like, damn, what's that? Like, what is that? You know what I mean? So what I was saying before, I need to keep talking.
Once darkness has fully settled in, Flex returns to the bedroom and gets ready to sleep, positioning a night vision camera to keep recording while he's out. Outside, the wind screams through the structure, providing a deeply unsettling ambience. After a few hours of broken sleep, he's jolted awake by what looks like beams of torchlight cutting through the dark. Then, without warning, something happens that turns the whole night on its head. Flex goes rigid with fear as he makes out what seems to be a figure moving through the house and getting closer. He doesn't dare move a muscle, terrified that even the slightest sound could give away his location to whoever has entered. After an agonizing wait, he makes the call to get out. He quietly gathers his belongings, and once the intruder seems to have moved on, he makes his move. Creeping through the pitch-black, debris-laden rooms and down the crumbling staircase, he manages to slip out into the open night.
So, luckily, I had no lights on, so that won't give him away that anyone was in there, maybe inside.
Flex never finds out who was wandering through that farmhouse in the early hours of the morning, and the mystery of what really happened out there continues to linger.
Look at the road, look at this, I don't know if you can see the eyes. Yeah, the eyes of the sheep.
YouTuber Fourth Wall ventures into a notorious haunted residence in Japan, a place rumored to be plagued by tormented spirits. Residents of the area tell stories of dark apparitions and eerie noises that seem to travel through its shadowy corridors. Undaunted by the warnings, he positions cameras all around the building in an attempt to record evidence of the paranormal. What those cameras pick up as the night progresses is guaranteed to make your blood run cold. Without warning, a golden statue crashes to the ground, giving him quite a shock. He scrambles to retrieve it and sets it back exactly where it was. But here's the detail that might have slipped past you. When he first steps into that room, the door on the left is completely closed. Then, as he sweeps his camera across the space, that same door is now sitting slightly ajar, as though something or someone had been lurking just behind it. He pushes deeper into the house. What comes next is nothing short of terrifying. Did you catch that? While he's making his way up the staircase, a dark silhouette materializes on the footage, perfectly still, its gaze fixed on him with a deeply unsettling intensity. He remains completely oblivious and keeps moving through the house. But what follows is the kind of thing that would send anyone sprinting for the exit. Both doors slam shut on their own, sealing him inside. Overcome with panic, he throws himself at the first door, but it refuses to budge. He tries the second, and it's locked tight as well. He eventually forces his way out and takes off running, but just before he clears the building, something chilling stops you cold. A shadowy figure is standing directly behind the door, watching silently as he flees. So did Fourth Wall genuinely document supernatural forces at work? Or is this entire thing one carefully staged performance? That's for you to decide. On October 22nd, 2018, a Yugi Brothers episode took a sudden and jarring detour from standard urban exploration into something far more harrowing. What began as a familiar nighttime revisit to an old location spiraled into arguably the most emotionally charged night the crew had ever put on film. The destination was Summit Villas in Brooksville, Florida, a spot the You Go team had documented early in their channel's run. That first visit had been unsettling but uneventful. This return felt entirely different. The building was decaying in the darkness, but it wasn't as empty as it looked. Within moments of arriving, the group, Joe, Rob, Boomer, and Todd, pushed their way into one of the units and immediately felt that something was off. The signs were all around them: a neatly arranged living space, food supplies, personal belongings strewn across the floor. Someone was calling this place home, and then it happened.
If somebody's here, we're just taking pictures. Somebody's in here. Whoa, that scared the shit out of me, bro. There is somebody. Hey, bro, we're taking pictures. You cool with that? I walked right in the bathroom. The dude was standing in the freaking bathroom. I was going to do my little mirror thing where I'm like, hey, what's up, homies? Okay. Okay, let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's leave that guy alone.
Leave him alone.
Did he, I mean, was he scared?
No, but I was thinking from him.
That's the risk you take, I guess.
I guess it is, yeah.
Oh, look at that spider.
You know what? Yo, guys, make sure the car is locked over there. I didn't lock
Okay. Joe walked right into the bathroom within inches of somebody. But when you're urbexing, that's par for the course. That's funny. That's funny though.
A man stepped out of the bathroom, just a few feet away from where they were standing. No one screamed, no one bolted, but the tension in that room was immediate and total. It wasn't just the shock of the encounter, it was a stark reminder of what urban exploration can actually involve. You never truly know who might be inside, what they've been through, or what they might do. The man turned out to be harmless, just someone without shelter carving out a quiet corner in an abandoned building. But the moment stuck with everyone as they moved on. That uneasy feeling followed them to their next stop, the Brooksville train depot, part local museum during the day, part eerie relic once the sun goes down. Beyond the depot lay a thick stretch of woodland the team had once gotten completely turned around in. This time they came better prepared, though it turned out the woods held more than just bad memories. Police showed up shortly after the crew did, calm but deliberate, and delivered a warning. The previous night, someone had been violently assaulted in those very woods, and the attacker had disappeared into the trees. A manhunt was actively underway. The officers were cordial, even encouraging about the filming, but their point was unmistakable: keep your guard up. The team pushed forward anyway, and what they encountered next had nothing to do with the paranormal.
I don't know. Oh, that's closed, bro. Yo. Hold on. Watch where you're walking. Look at that. Someone stole somebody's bag. Guys, I'm telling you what, this is bad back here. Keep going. I agree. I'm telling you, yes. Now, guys, remember, stick together. So, no joke, somebody was probably robbed in here. Oh, you know what that stuff could be, guys? That could be where somebody was...
Out on the wooded trail, they stumbled across something deeply unsettling. A pile of women's clothing and a bag, tossed aside like someone had been fleeing or fighting. Garments slashed, shoes torn apart, belongings scattered in a way that made your stomach drop. They stopped. They listened. Every rustle in the trees suddenly carried a different meaning, and the officer's warning came rushing back to them. The gravity of what they might be looking at sank in fast. They made the decision to call it in. The police came back out. This time the cameras went dark out of respect for what could be an active crime scene. An officer accompanied them back into the woods and examined what they'd found. What he told them hit the group like a gut punch. Earlier that same morning, a man had lured his pregnant girlfriend to that precise location, dragged her into the trees, and tried to take her life. She had survived, but only just. The bag the team had found was hers. It was evidence. There was even crack cocaine discovered inside it. The attempted murder had taken place fewer than 24 hours before they set foot in those woods. Standing on that exact ground, knowing what had unfolded there, changed the entire atmosphere of the night. This was no longer a creepy video. It was a genuine crime scene with real victims and real consequences, and the crew had walked right into the middle of it. Joe's tone at the end of the video is noticeably subdued. This wasn't just about filming a haunted location. It was about doing the right thing. They stayed, they cooperated, they told the officers everything. And while this group is known for laughing through the fear, on this particular night, they kept the camera running not for the views, but to deliver a message. The danger in these places is genuine. That's something that's easy to lose sight of from the comfort of your couch. But this night made it impossible to ignore. These locations aren't simply forgotten buildings. Sometimes they're sheltering people, concealing secrets, or holding evidence of something truly horrific. The video doesn't wrap up with laughs or celebration. Instead, it ends on a quiet, reflective note. Joe admits he'll probably break down later, and no one on the crew is pretending otherwise, because what happened that night wasn't just exploration, It was, without them even realizing it at the time, a form of rescue. What did you think about this one? As always, like on December 19th, 2018, YouTube creator Dan made his way back to a derelict property in Cheshire to take another look at a section of wall that had triggered some unusual activity during a previous spirit box session. In that earlier visit, the device had appeared to respond to questions about something concealed within the brickwork, and the team had even pulled out a small knitted doll lodged between the bricks. Intrigued by the possibility that more might be hidden there, Dan chose to go back and dig deeper.
And find out once and for all what is there. I mean, at first I was like, stupid. Let's just gonna have a bit of fun filming this. Next minute, we're pulling fabric out the wall. We pull an old knitted Santa out the wall, and then weird stuff comes through on the spirit box. I know a lot of you guys, you're just like, you know, you can't really believe in it that well.
Though he wasn't fully convinced there was anything paranormal going on, the bizarre find from before was more than enough reason to give that wall a second look. With the goal of uncovering whatever might be lurking behind it, Dan and his crew started methodically chipping through the brickwork.
Sledgehammer. Well, the problem is I'm going to take you, just show you a little bit of the house right now. Just this bit here. This bit, all the wall is completely bored, right? Underneath here, can you shine a light in here, Wheatman? Inside here, you can see the old thatched.
When will you get his light working?
The old thatched roof. It used to be a thatched roof. Look at that. Inside there, and they've just put this metal sheeting roof over the top of it. It was just once a thatched roof, so you can tell how old this place actually is. And I'm worried if we hit that with a sledgehammer, if I put my weight and poke in. What did I say?
Yo.
I said to her out there, I felt something poke me, and then I've just heard her giggle behind me, but then turn around and didn't giggle. That's why I pulled her, turn around and pulled her face, because I thought you were laughing at me with torch.
None of us spoke to you.
No, you was there when I was out there, weren't I? Something poked me here when I was just stood there.
Right, so yeah, the reason why we don't want to bring a sledgehammer is because I'm worried about bringing the whole house down. It's falling to bits. The roof that we're stood on, not this roof in particular, this roof looks okay from down below, but this roof here is literally like that. It's like...
You have to see what they found. The structure was old and not particularly stable, so the team worked carefully and patiently to avoid any collapses or unnecessary damage. After several minutes of slow, deliberate work, the bricks finally began to give way.
Do me a favor. Keep that brick there. Don't break it anymore. Work lower. And we can reach in through a hole from that bottom bit.
From here?
Yeah, from here lower.
So we'll take out some of these ones.
If you can, take out probably a brick here and the brick behind it.
Okay, now shit me up. Holy f***, Andrew.
I hope that got a time-lapse picture of you jumping there.
Holy shit. Well, that side of the house is starting to fall in on us.
I shit you not, I have this one. I know it's that collie for me.
Alright.
As each one was removed, a strange and unpleasant odor began drifting out from the cavity behind. It started off subtle, but the smell grew noticeably stronger the wider the opening became.
What? Dude, you know the roof's gonna fall down.
What do you mean this?
What?
What?
Wait.
Don't touch that. This is now a crime scene.
What the f is it?
Look.
Oh shit, no, that's a bone. 100%, 100%.
Wow.
No, ring the police, right? That's it. No fun and games anymore.
What the?
I knocked everything over. No, you have to ring the police now.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Okay.
You have to, you have to take your memory cards out, because trust me, they'll take everything. You need to take your memory cards out, take everything out.
Alright.
Ring them now, Olivia.
Dude.
Just let me get one quick.
Just a moment. Pushing further into the space and clearing out the debris inside, the team stumbled onto something nobody was expecting. Buried among the dust and rubble was what appeared to be a long human bone, complete with what looked like a knuckle joint still intact.
Don't touch it. Alright, this is a crime scene.
One look.
Is this for real right now? Is this for freaking real right now?
It's 100%. It's a massive bone. It's like something from an arm or leg.
Olivia.
We need to go downstairs now.
Who do we call? 999?
999, yeah. Without a doubt. Let me grab my... Oh, f***'s sake.
Yeah.
Wait, just turn the lights out.
I didn't. Hold on. There.
Just keep the lights on. Right, let's just get downstairs calmly, ring the police, and then that's that. They're going to turn it into a crime scene and everything, honestly. The whole place is going to be cordoned off. Shit, I'm not...
Just call.
And,
The discovery immediately changed the tone of the investigation. What had begun as an exploration of a strange wall suddenly felt far more serious. Realizing the potential implications, Dan decided not to investigate any further. Instead, he made an urgent call to the police to report that they may have discovered human remains inside the wall of the abandoned property.
I don't know if you meant to ring 999 when you find bones.
Thank you for calling 101. To be connected to Cheshire Police, press 1, or for West Mercia Police, press 2.
Never had to do this before.
Cheshire Police.
Hi, my name's Dan. I'm an urban explorer and I'm currently in an abandoned property and we think we've found human remains.
Sorry, you keep breaking up. I do apologise.
To ring 999 when you find bones.
Thank you for calling 101. To be connected to Cheshire Police, press 1, or for West Mercia Police, press 2.
Never had to do this before.
Cheshire Police.
Hi, my name's Dan. I'm an urban explorer and I'm currently in an abandoned property and we think we've found human remains.
Sorry, you keep breaking up. I do apologise. Please.
Hi, my name's Dan. I'm an urban explorer and I'm currently in an abandoned location in Cheshire, I think it is, and we think we found human remains.
Right, okay. Whereabouts are you?
1 minute, I'll just check my map.
Okay. And you've just come across what, sorry?
Human bones. We believe to be a human bone.
Things escalated quickly from there, with authorities arriving on scene and the location being treated as a potential crime scene. As the team waited for officers to take over, Dan reflected on just how far the situation had spiraled from what he'd originally anticipated. He promised his viewers that he'd keep them posted as law enforcement worked to determine exactly what had been hidden inside that wall. A woman named Shaza and her mother had been hired to clean an old, decommissioned psychiatric hospital. Before heading home that evening, the two of them decided to film a brief clip on their phone. In the moment, nothing seemed off. The building felt still, deserted, with no indication that anything was out of the ordinary. It wasn't until they went back through the footage later that something deeply unsettling caught their attention. Pay close attention to what their camera picked up.
A cent. Yeah.
All throughout the recording, you can make out dozens of voices layered on top of each other, eerie sounds, screams from somewhere in the distance, murmurs that seem to drift in from every direction, voices that belong to men, women, and even children. The most chilling part of all, Kaza says she heard absolutely nothing while she was standing there. As far as she could tell, the place was dead quiet. She still has no idea where any of those sounds could have originated. There are those who believe they may be residual energy, spirits who never left the building, while others argue the noise could simply be bleeding in from the surrounding structures. But here's the thing that's hard to shake. Those sounds don't feel distant at all. They feel uncomfortably close. I'd genuinely love to know what you make of it. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. An aging farmhouse was intentionally torched as part of a controlled burn exercise, with local firefighters overseeing the whole operation. But what the camera recorded left people deeply unsettled.
No, better not be.
As the fire took hold and onlookers watched from a safe distance, a dark humanoid shape flashed into view inside one of the rooms. The whole thing lasted only a second, yet it was distinct enough to send the internet into a frenzy of speculation. There are those who are convinced a spirit was trapped within the walls of that burning structure. So, was something truly supernatural caught here, or does a rational explanation exist for what people saw? On June 24, 2023, a TikTok user by the name of Pablo Dosdor uploaded a video to his account. In it, he's out walking his dog when he suddenly notices an unusual-looking structure off in the distance. It was sitting in the middle of nowhere, with no obvious reason for anyone to have constructed something so far from civilization. Pablo and his dog made their way toward it, but then came to an abrupt halt. A strange, heavy tension seemed to settle over the area. Pablo couldn't put it into words, but every instinct told him that something dark was lurking inside. Unsettling, to say the least. What's worth noting is that the video he posted was actually filmed several days after his original visit. During that first trip, he had started to wonder whether the place might be cursed, or worse, something far more sinister. One thing that struck him was that his camera, which had always worked perfectly fine on previous explorations, started glitching out, and only here, at this specific location. While that alone might be dismissed as a fluke, what his camera actually captured only deepened his conviction that something supernatural was at work. On his second visit, something occurred that left him genuinely shaken. The structure turned out to be an old, abandoned church, and it wasn't just Pablo who was unsettled. His dog Draco seemed deeply disturbed by it too.
Wow. Bum. Wow. Pequeña espina. Cae Draco. Cae acá. Ah, bueno. Tenemos una escalera. Sí, definitivamente se nota que era. Bueno, es muy baja la entrada. Wow. Draco, vení. Bueno, definitivamente no quiere entrar. Es por algo. Vení, Draco. Realmente me siento como bastante acelerado el pulso. Hay una energía definitivamente fuerte. Draco, vení, él me sigue tú. Vení, entra. Eso. No. No. Bueno, me voy acá. Me voy acá porque... No.
Initially, Draco seemed perfectly calm, but the closer they got to the entrance, the more agitated he became, planting his feet and refusing to step inside. Pablo later described an overwhelming sense of dread that washed over him the moment he was near the place. According to stories passed down by locals, that church has long been considered cursed. A few days after that, Pablo went back once more, this time after dark, with Draco at his side. Just as before, the dog's behavior shifted dramatically, as though he was picking up on some kind of threat that Pablo couldn't see.
Poco nervioso, debería decirlo. Vení, Draco, vení. Draco, por fin subió. Vení. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Por qué no querés estar acá? Vení. ¿Qué hay? Draco. Muchos dijeron peligro de derrumbe, pero está pasando otra vez. Esto, mira, estoy zapateando. Peligro de derrumbe no hay. Draco. Vení.
Pablo had no answer for what was triggering his dog's reaction. And so the question remains, was Draco genuinely detecting something terrifying that night? Or does a rational explanation exist somewhere beneath all of this? Adam Locke operates a YouTube channel dedicated to uncovering forgotten locations, the hidden corners of the world, and the histories buried within them. He regularly visits places with reputations for paranormal activity, hoping to witness something out of the ordinary. Most of the time, these excursions leave him with little more than an eerie feeling, but during this particular outing, something unfolded that genuinely shook both him and his filming partner. The two of them set out to investigate the long-abandoned Branniger Hospital.
Of North Wales lies the decaying shell of Branniger Hospital, once a proud Victorian workhouse, later transformed into a prison and then a hospital for the dying. Behind these walls, thousands live their final days in pain and isolation. From the cries of the poor to the silence of the locked wards, this place has always been a dumping ground for...
They made their way through the corridors, and look, derelict hospitals carry a weight that's hard to shake. Maybe it's the sheer number of lives that ended within those walls. All that pain and loss soaked into every surface. The pain soaked into every surface? Okay, maybe I'm getting a little dramatic here. I'm not even talking about the supernatural yet. There's just something inherently unsettling about a place like that. But what unfolds later in this footage will genuinely have you questioning whether something beyond the natural world might be at play.
Your waiting rooms. Whoa.
I'm here for the chaos.
You're here for the chaos? Did you hear that on the glass?
Yeah, I did. I was just about to say, is that what you wanted?
Do you want to wait there? Just hold that door, maybe. And tapping on the glass. Saw that, yeah?
Did the door close?
Yep. It tried to shut me in there.
Oh,
You crying?
no! I want want to, though.
How crazy is that? Because it literally said, go left, and I went down there, and then it tried to shut me in the room.
Did you see anything?
No, I just heard the door. Children are playing.
Alright, let's address that door. Do I believe a ghost was responsible? Honestly, I'm not sure. Most of you have a pretty good idea of where I stand on this kind of thing, but something was clearly going on there. Do I think the whole thing was staged? Not particularly. It could just as easily have been an animal, or even someone seeking shelter behind that door, and their reactions read as completely authentic. They chose to stick around, which makes sense given the whole premise of the channel, paranormal investigation, so walking away right after something like that would defeat the entire purpose, wouldn't it? They pulled out some equipment and attempted to detect further activity, but I'll spare you the technical rundown. What I really want to know is what you think. Was it a gust of wind, a stray animal, someone hiding nearby, or did they genuinely capture something that can't be easily explained? Adam called the video "The Night He Almost Quit Exploring," which tells you just how much this experience rattled him. And while he did carry on visiting other locations afterward, nothing he encountered ever came close to being this unsettling. YouTuber Wosof Ahmadi is a British urban explorer with a reputation for slipping into derelict buildings, forgotten industrial spaces, and neglected properties tucked away in quiet residential streets. What sets him apart from others in the scene is that he keeps things stripped back. No large crew, no polished equipment. His content is shaky handheld footage, audible nerves, and a creeping sense of dread that never quite feels staged. Then came June 2016, when one of his trips took a turn that nobody could have anticipated. It begins the way his videos always do. Wosof and his cameraman are whispering to each other, buzzing with nervous energy as they gear up to enter a location they'd been trying to reach for several weeks. The problem, as they explain it, is that every single time they got close, someone clocked them.
For someone to explore for weeks now, and we finally found somewhere, and we're gonna go and try and give it another go. We've gone before, and when we've tried to get in, we've had police called on us, and the place is tight security, it's a tight community. So every time we've tried to go, like, they have walkie-talkies and stuff, and they start communicating, and we've been chased out. I know they have something to hide.
That undercurrent of paranoia grips you from the very first second. The footage then cuts to the two of them squeezing through a gap in a broken fence, their torch beams cutting across overgrown grass and chunks of broken masonry. What greets them barely resembles a house at all. The walls have partially collapsed, the ceiling sags dangerously inward, and a thick grey dust drifts through the air like a low-hanging haze. Right then, it dawns on both of them just how far gone this place is. This isn't simply an empty building, it's actively falling apart.
The roof can drop down, you know. This place like this.
Rather than heading inside, they choose to work around the perimeter, leaning in through broken windows to survey the interior. From that vantage point, you can make out overturned furniture, walls covered in graffiti tags, and one detail that stands out: a single red number 6 daubed onto crumbling plaster.
Did you see that face? Did you see that face? Where? On the top. I'm not even joking. I swear I saw a face. It's like the crane right now. I swear. Where's the 6 on the wall?
The camera holds on it a beat longer than feels comfortable, then drifts away. Rounding the next corner, they come across what looks like a garage or utility space. Its shelves loaded with grimy tools, scrap metal, and an old box full of keys. They try a handful of them on nearby locks with no luck. Then, faintly, something shifts somewhere above them.
Did you hear that? I'm not bugging out. It sounded like someone threw something from up there.
The camera stutters as both men spin toward a staircase.
Shall I go in? That room has 6 nails locked in it. You go to that window first.
And that's when one of them points to the floor.
Oh, is that blood?
Show me your top on it.
Is that blood?
They go up, and that's when it comes into view.
Oh,
A motionless figure, draped in a white sheet, the shape of a human body. What follows is a silence so complete it feels suffocating. No voiceover, no soundtrack, just raw, unfiltered terror. They lurch backwards, stumbling through the debris, cursing and gasping, the lens swinging wildly as boots scramble across bare concrete.
Fuck up. Get down. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Did you just fucking see what I saw? Oh my days.
They don't slow down until they're clear of the building entirely. Wassoff and his cameraman got out and called the police immediately. But as he notes in the video description, nothing that came after has ever been explained. No follow-up, no official statement, no word from law enforcement. Just a few minutes of footage that remains uploaded to this day. A horrifying find in a place they had no business being. Tonight's footage comes from Uncharted Alberta, a Canadian urban exploration channel that has built its reputation documenting derelict schools, lost prairie settlements, and crumbling structures spread across rural Alberta. Their style merges local history with understated, naturally unsettling moments, the kind that don't require theatrics to get under your skin. The date is November 25th, 2025. The location, an abandoned school sitting deep inside a remote Canadian town.
I probably shouldn't be touching this. Blue, do your thing.
Told you. Gloves.
I don't want to get like mega rabies.
This looks like math. Yeah, mathematics. Oh, this one has a copyright date. Sick.
What year?
The pages are damp. Oh, the pages are so fragile too. Copyright 1939. I knew this one was old.
Alright, I'm gonna go start checking out other rooms.
There's stairs over there.
Our time here is pretty limited, so. Oh man, we gotta be really careful.
Little stairs.
Bad vibes, man. What the hell happened here, man? Jeez. People are such assholes, man. Like, holy. Like, what the hell were you guys doing? Oh. This place is freaking creepy.
The explorers make their way through long corridors still lined with books no one has touched in years. Desks have buckled beneath layers of dust, and the furniture is slowly being swallowed by the floor beneath it. Their flashlight beams drag across peeling walls and paper-thin curtains, casting dark pockets the light simply cannot reach. One of them keeps stopping, convinced something is moving just behind them. Whether that's a real sound or nerves getting the better of them, the unease steadily builds as the two head toward the gym wing, the deepest, darkest stretch of the building.
I'm being followed.
Yeah. I felt something in that room with the books. It's okay. I got your back. Let's go see if they got chalkboard or chalk on the chalkboard. Leave a little message. Whoa, old school computers, man.
Hey, what's the hospital where we found a manual from 1980.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely a lot of kids were in here. Oh, God. Trying to
turn off your flashlight for a second.
Trying to walk in here is just a freaking nightmare.
And the flashlight was doing this weird flickering thing.
Was it?
Yeah.
Weird.
As soon as I pointed in the room.
Really?
Just past the book room, a faint shuffling sound bounces back through the hallway. Neither explorer can figure out where it's coming from. Each time they turn around, the passage behind them feels unnervingly still, as though someone has just ducked out of sight. Their beams stutter at the threshold of several rooms, and the sense of being followed grows too strong to brush off.
Check this room and then we'll work our way that way. Yeah, scrubbers were here. Oh man, I don't like this place.
Inside the gym, faint whistling drifts down from somewhere up near the rafters. Their torchlight falls short of the upper walls, where the darkness seems to gather and thicken like smoke. The two go completely still, listening as the whistling carries on, brief, sharp, and entirely out of place in a building that's supposed to be empty.
Hello? Yeah, if you weren't here, I'd be out of here already, man.
I feel like that's the only way.
Okay, watch your step, bud. This is no bueno. The f was that?
Sounded like one of those.
Orbs of light begin materializing across the gym, moving with what looks like intention. One surges forward and strikes an explorer across the face, a brief flash cutting through the dark. The room carries a strange weight, charged, almost conscious, and every step toward the way out feels like something overhead is tracking their movement.
I will say this though, I definitely feel really fucking disoriented in here.
Yeah.
Like I don't know which way is which. It'd be really easy to get lost in here.
I'm kind of having trouble remembering to get out of here.
It's okay, I remember. Don't worry. Oh man.
In one of the last remaining classrooms, another orb threads its way between shelves and overturned desks. Then, in the far corner, just for a moment, both of them make out the shape of a figure standing perfectly still. The feeling of a presence trails them all the way to the exit. They don't linger. They don't say much until the building is well behind them. This school didn't feel abandoned so much as occupied, as though whatever remained inside was observing them just as carefully as they were observing the building. Whistling from nowhere, drifting orbs, faltering lights, and shadows that seemed to shift on their own transformed a rotting institution into something that actively resisted being explored. The crew departed visibly unsettled, left with the creeping sense that places left behind don't always go silent. Sometimes they don't. Exploring and Me, or EAM, is a YouTube channel helmed by a creator named Peter, who has built a following around his quiet, solitary tours of forgotten buildings across Europe. But this particular outing was something else entirely. The location had haunted him long before this visit. He'd been there years earlier, just prior to an accident that changed the course of his life. This time, he brought company. Teaming up with Haunting Ghost Netherlands, Peter returned to the property with one goal: to find out whether something paranormal was at work there, especially once the sun went down, when things were bound to get serious.
The ghost hunters are outside already, so let's go up this stairs. Let's hope I don't fall through and I'll be more damaged than I already am. Alright, look at this view. It's all abandoned. There is another room. What does this say? I don't know. This is another room. Holy shit. Oh guys, look how creepy this is. Maybe tonight we will go here for the ghost contacting. Look at this. Very creepy. Look how high I am. Yeah. Tonight we will go back when it's dark and we will try to see if there's any paranormal activity. Let's see. I'm very curious if this is real, because I know a lot of you doubt, but we will see if there's anything paranormal.
The place was falling apart in every direction. Corroded tools, buckled floorboards, and odd remnants of a former life scattered throughout. Every room carried a suffocating sense of rot and abandonment that none of them could easily brush off. They'd mapped the space well enough to know their way around, but it wasn't the crumbling structure or the mold creeping up the walls that would stay with them. It was the atmosphere, the nagging sense that something in that house hadn't quite left.
I am back. It's very late now. Look how dark it is. Yes. And we will see if we can have contact with any ghost. No entry, it says. It's very, very dark. Very, very creepy. As you see, the doors are closed now. So we think there's a homeless person inside. And that's not a good sign. All the doors were closed, and when we left they were open.
No breeze, no wildlife, Nothing, just doors that were now firmly closed, doors that had been standing wide open when they'd walked out. It wasn't fear of the unknown that stopped the group in their tracks. It was something more primal, an instinctive recognition that the situation had shifted, and not in their favor. This wasn't the eerie atmosphere of a haunted location. This was the distinct sensation of sharing a space with something else. Even so, after a brief pause, they pushed forward and went back in. They hadn't traveled all this way to walk away empty-handed. Whether that was courage or poor judgment, though, was still an open question.
Alright, we are going upstairs to see if there's any homeless people here.
Ik hoor de stemmen gewoon. Ja, echt. Zoiets.
They are hearing voices.
Oh ja. Ja. Ik kom daar vandaan.
And that's when it hit them. Voices. Indistinct. Hushed. Not coming from anyone on the team. Coming from somewhere further in. At that point, it didn't really matter whether the explanation was paranormal or not. Either answer was just as chilling as the other.
Yes. Through the gap, through the gap.
Alright.
Go down, go down.
This is the only door we didn't check.
Oké. Hebben jullie wel allemaal wat in je hand? We kunnen zo maar...
Is wegrennen.
Hey! Wie is daar?
Hallo.
Hey, blijf.
Okay. Holy shit.
Fuck you. Ik is toch iemand? Ik zei het toch?
Oh, fuck. Hello?
Hi.
Yo.
Goedendag.
We are not here to harm.
We're not to harm you. You speak English or Dutch? Sprachen Sie Deutsch?
We will just film upstairs. Is that okay? We will film upstairs.
Sprachen Sie Deutsch? Kijk uit. Hoe heet?
Hi.
Yes. Lampen laag.
Oh, sorry.
Sie sprachen Deutsch, ja?
Right. There's two Polish people. Two Polish homeless people. So we gave them some money.
It turned out 2 men had been sheltering in the basement, Polish, homeless, and fortunately not hostile, but realizing they'd been unknowingly walking directly above them this whole time was a deeply unsettling thing to sit with. The situation resolved peacefully. Peter and his crew offered the men some money, a small act of kindness that was met with quiet appreciation. The men were polite, even warm, yet the gravity of the encounter didn't fade easily. Because abandoned is rarely the whole story, and in places like this, the greatest threat isn't necessarily the one you went looking for. Sometimes it isn't the supernatural you need to worry about. Sometimes the most alarming discovery is simply that someone was already there, hidden, just beneath your feet. Man stepped into a hidden museum, tucked away in Falmouth, England, and nothing could have prepared him for what was inside. Resting on a table was a mummified fairy, its delicate wings barely intact. A few steps further, he stopped dead in his tracks. Behind a glass case sat a mummified mermaid. Nobody could say with any certainty where either of them had come from, though it wasn't hard to picture them arriving from some distant corner of the world, or perhaps salvaged from the wreckage of an old ship. Some things seem to drift in from another era entirely, and maybe not everything that walks among us truly belongs here. Back in September 2021, a British content creator named Colin, who goes by the Bearded Explorer on YouTube, posted a deeply unsettling video called Exploring an Abandoned Hospital to his channel. Colin's content revolves around urban exploration, taking his viewers along as he wanders through derelict and often spine-chilling locations. For this particular outing, he set his sights on the notorious Zachary Merton ward, a decommissioned hospital sitting in Stanmore, England. Constructed in 1936, the facility was among the earliest dedicated rehabilitation centers in the entire country, playing a significant role in the development of patient care during its era, primarily serving those with long-term medical conditions. But as the decades passed and healthcare technology advanced, older institutions like this one became obsolete. By the mid-1980s, the doors were closed permanently, and the building has sat untouched for more than 40 years since. Over time, it has built quite a reputation as a haunted location. Locals share stories of inexplicable events, and perhaps the most well-known legend attached to the site is that of the Grey Lady, a spectral figure draped in grey, thought to be the lingering spirit of either a former patient or a member of staff. Those who claim to have encountered her describe seeing her drifting through the corridors, or simply feeling an overwhelming presence without any visual confirmation. None of that was enough to deter Colin, who chose to go in completely alone. The moment he crossed the threshold, the building's deterioration hit him immediately. Walls were crumbling, ceilings had partially given way, and rubble was strewn across every surface. Colin noted that this place felt unlike anything he'd previously explored, calling it one of the most unsettling environments he'd ever set foot in. Pushing further inside, he came across remnants of the building's former life, outdated medical equipment, scattered patient records, and a lone wheelchair sitting abandoned in the middle of a corridor. It was a haunting snapshot of a place that once bustled with human life. Things seemed relatively uneventful at first, but as Colin moved through one of the hallways, he began picking up on faint sounds, soft, murmuring whispers, and the distant echo of footsteps.
This place closed back in the 1980s. You know, it's been empty for a very, very long time. I'm actually surprised it's still here. Normally they bring these places down, like... What's that? Oh, I'm hearing noises in there now. That wasn't nice. It sounded like footsteps. That was really creepy. That was really creepy. Oh, this is the creepiest place I think I've ever been in. Oh, goodness me. But then, you know, it's an empty, disused building. There's probably all sorts of animals and things in here. You know, who knows? Badgers, foxes, birds. I don't know. Right now, it feels like there's someone like stooped right behind me following me. There's not, but it feels like that.
Initially, Colin wrote the sounds off as nothing alarming, chalking them up to the typical settling noises of an aging, neglected structure. Perhaps animals moving through the wreckage, he thought, or the wind disturbing something loose. But as he pressed on, those same sounds crept back in.
Stairs now. Let's see what we can find up there. Ooh. Okay, these floors don't feel very safe. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go much further. Well, no, this is really soft, like really bad. That was weird. And that is pretty much everything, guys. I think that's the whole site done. So take a walk back downstairs. Now I'm gonna do some pictures, do some cinematics, and then I think we can make a move. Hello?
While he was filming near a window, a sudden sharp banging noise rang out from somewhere down the hallway. Rattled but unwilling to back down, he moved straight toward it to find the source, and what he came across next stopped him cold.
What the hell is that?
According to Colin, as he made his way through the corridor, another thunderous bang rang out. This one hit differently. It startled him so severely that he bolted on instinct. When he later reviewed the footage from when he grabbed his camera, he claimed to spot a figure lurking behind a blue chair before it seemed to simply disappear. While the camera didn't cleanly capture it, Colin pointed to a moment in the recording where a dark, shadowy shape appears to be standing there. Whether it was a genuine apparition or simply a quirk of lighting, no one can say for certain, but the strangeness didn't stop there. After posting the video, Colin resolved to head back to the hospital a month later for a follow-up investigation. What he couldn't have anticipated was that his second visit would turn out to be far more disturbing than the first.
There's a board. Yeah, that's new. That board wasn't there last time. So I think they're in the process of sealing this back up again. I cannot believe that I'm doing this on my own at night. Oh, okay. Okay, right. Definitely not going up that way first. I'm going this way first. Why am I doing this? Why am I here? Why am I doing this? This is creepy. This is definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, the creepiest thing I have ever done in my life. Oh my God. It is absolutely freezing in here. Oh. There's no windows open in here. There's no, like, drafts or anything coming through the windows. Like, every single window is boarded. Oh, oh, okay, whoa. Okay, that was creepy. That was really creepy. It felt like I bumped into someone, but there's no one there. Come outside and there's hardly anything, but literally, I step into this room here. The temperature change from there to here is... There's a bit, but there's nothing compared to what it's like in there. That is really strange.
The moment Colin stepped into one of the rooms, he was hit by a dramatic drop in temperature, and the instant he stepped back into the hallway, it was gone. That detail carried real weight, given that paranormal researchers frequently cite cold spots as a potential indicator of ghostly activity. Colin tried to shake it off and keep moving, but it wasn't long before those familiar sounds started creeping back in as he walked the corridor.
Ooh, okay, that's creepy. Don't like this, guys. I really don't like this. I really, I just don't feel comfortable at the moment. I can hear something. It sounds like it's quite far away though. Might just be like water dripping somewhere. Okay. I just can't describe to you guys like how scared I am right now. Why am I doing this? Why am I here on my own, walking around this abandoned hospital that I saw something? I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was a ghost. It wasn't a shadow. I mean, I can show you guys now, right? I saw something just behind that blue chair. Now, bearing in mind I saw it with my own eyes, I didn't realise I had it on camera. What the hell was that? Oh, I think it's just water dripping. Let's do this. What the hell was that? I'm sure I heard something. I don't know. It's probably just the wind. I think it is just water. Whoa. Okay. Okay, that's scary. I'm pretty sure it is just water dripping, but... God, this is absolutely... What the fuck? No, I'm hearing noises all around me. I don't know what it is. I am just so terrified right now. I can hear noises. I don't know whether it's pigeons in the loft. I don't know if it's stuff falling from the ceilings. It must be. It has to be. Oh dear. Okay. Yeah, temperature in here has just gone absolutely zero. Oh. Okay, that is dripping. That's one good thing. I'm not sure about the other noises I heard though. Wow, I've never been so scared. I have never ever been this scared in my life. You know, in my head, I want to know... Oh no, why has it done that? The gimbal has just literally... It has never done that before. The gimbal has literally just lost its power and collapsed, but, you know, it's not a recent thing. You can see the amount of dead... What the... Is there something behind there? No. Okay, that was weird. What the hell was that? Okay, I'm just going to stand still for a minute or two. Whoa, whoa, okay, no, don't do that. Please don't do that. The gimbal's just gone all funny again. What? Why is it doing that? This is scary. But I don't know what it is, but something has just made me feel like I want to get out of here, like now. Okay. Oh, God. I think it's just water dripping from the ceiling, but it's scary. Jesus. I'm absolutely crapping myself. Whew. Whew. Okay. Okay, look, the gimbal has just gone... Why has it done that again?
He initially wrote the noises off as a pigeon or some other creature, but as they intensified and became more persistent, he felt compelled to track them down. A thorough sweep of the area turned up absolutely nothing. Continuing his exploration, he then noticed his gimbal had started behaving erratically, seemingly losing all calibration for no apparent reason. Resetting it did nothing. It kept glitching out. The equipment failure only deepened the unease, leaving him wondering whether something invisible was interfering with his gear. Pushing past his nerves, Colin headed upstairs to cover the rest of the building. The temperature shifted again as he moved through the upper floor, but he kept going until the sounds came back once more.
Upstairs. Oh, this is bloody creepy. Goosebumps on my whole body right now are just... You could probably strike a match off my skin. Look at this little... What was that? Fuck. I think it's just stuff falling from the ceiling, but it's bloody frightening the life out of me. Oh, why does it look like a leg sticking out that door out there? It's not, but... Oh! I've just got all these ideas going through my head at the moment. Whoa. There's someone in there. No, there's no one in here. There is nobody in here. It's just me. Hello? There's another loft space. There is nobody in here. Oh my God, this is terrifying. I've never been so scared. I'm getting out of here. I've had enough.
A loud bang sent Colin sprinting down the hallway, but his need for answers eventually slowed him to a stop. He turned back and combed through every inch of the area, looking for an explanation. There was nothing. The fear had become almost suffocating at this point, and Colin made the call to get out. But just as he was heading toward the exit, one final thing happened that sent him tearing out of the building entirely.
What is it about this place? Just listen. Shit.
Rounding a corner, Colin froze. A red ball was slowly rolling out of one of the rooms on its own, as though guided by invisible hands. He didn't stop to think. He bolted straight for the exit and didn't slow down until he reached his car, declaring he would never set foot in that place again. The experiences Colin documented throughout both visits have never been satisfactorily explained. Were the sounds just the groans of a crumbling old building? Were the cold spots, the banging, and that rolling ball all coincidences? Or did Colin stumble into something that defies rational explanation? Without hard evidence either way, the mystery of that abandoned hospital endures. This clip comes from a YouTube channel called Highway 9, a page well known for venturing into creepy, isolated spots and capturing some genuinely hair-raising moments. On September 10th, 2017, the creator known as Highway headed into a secluded cave alongside his dog, intent on filming his newest adventure.
Out. Out. Come here. Come on. Come on. Go. Misty.
The cave gave off an uncomfortable vibe right from the beginning. Pitch black, moisture clinging to everything, with dust and loose debris drifting through the air. As the two of them pushed further in, their footsteps bounced off the cavern walls, serving as a constant reminder of just how isolated they truly were. For a while, though, nothing seemed out of the ordinary. They picked their way carefully around deep potholes, watching every step. Eventually, the path came to a dead end, and that's where Highway spotted a colony of bats hanging from the walls.
Misty. Keep looking.
Not quite a supernatural sighting, but the idea of being enclosed in total darkness surrounded by bats was unsettling in its own right. Even so, Highway chose a different path and pressed on into the cave's depths. That's when the atmosphere shifted into something far more sinister. Moving through the tight passageways, he suddenly noticed something, a dark, shadowy shape lurking in the distance.
Stay behind me.
It was barely distinguishable at first, swallowed up by the low light, but something was absolutely there. His dog picked up on it too, pressing close against him, as though reacting to an invisible threat. Driven by equal parts curiosity and creeping dread, Highway inched forward. Rounding a corner and stepping carefully over jagged rock, he came to an abrupt stop, because right there in the darkness stood a black figure with a shockingly pale white face, completely still, completely silent, just staring straight back at him. Every instinct in his body fired at once. He turned and ran without a second thought.
Oh, shit. Go. Come on, Misty. Come on, Misty.
The cave filled with the frantic sound of his footsteps as he sprinted for the exit. putting as much ground between himself and that figure as he possibly could. It wasn't until he was standing outside, chest heaving under the open sky, that he could even begin to process what he'd just come face to face with. Was it something paranormal, or had someone else been hiding in that cave all along? The footage never offered a clean explanation, but whatever Highway encountered that night left a mark on him that clearly wasn't easy to shake. What's your take on what he saw? Drop it in the comments. The Dead Appalachia channel typically centers its content around rural exploration, but a video recorded on January 24th, 2026, took viewers along on a visit to an abandoned coal mine outpost. The site had once been operated by Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary, located in Morgan County, Tennessee, and featured several caved-in mine entrances alongside the remnants of infrastructure built on the backs of prison labor. The creator made the trek up the mountain in full daylight to get a closer look at what remained. He noted that the terrain was brutal, loose sandstone and slate underfoot, dense vegetation, and thorns at every turn. Several of the old mine openings had partially caved in, pooled with stagnant water, and almost certainly harbored pockets of toxic air deep inside. Scattered across the hillside were horizontal tunnel entrances, the bones of crumbling old structures, and even a guard tower that once loomed over inmates forced to dig coal from the earth. Given how unstable the tunnels were, he made the call to stay outside entirely, keeping the whole visit above ground and in the light of day.
You hear that?
For his investigation, he brought along an EMF meter and a spirit box, hoping something at the location might make itself known. Throughout the session, he picked up a handful of random EMF spikes and caught sounds from the spirit box that seemed to form words or names. That said, environmental interference could just as easily explain every one of those readings.
Are you here today, stuck here at this outpost, in this mine? Are you here with me today? Do you have a name or names? Kyle, or whoever you may be, whoever died here in this horrible place, communicate with me. Say something.
Nothing overtly strange took place during the investigation itself. He opted to shift to another section of the property, thinking a fresh the spot might yield something more compelling.
Here, working these mines by the guards or by poor conditions. And by the way, it's not this that's interacting with that. See, the spirit box is not setting off the EMF reader. It low-key sounded like it said warden. Are you mad at the warden for how you were treated here at this prison? About the guards in the tower who kept an eye on you?
After a number of attempts without much to show for it, he eventually started breaking down his gear and getting ready to head out. He left the abandoned outpost carrying more uncertainty than he arrived with. Sometimes a location's dark history alone is enough to get under your skin, even when nothing definitive happens. If you found yourself alone in a place like this, would the silence draw you in or set you on edge? The account Mike95 has just a single upload to its name, but what that one recording contains is, to put it mildly, deeply unsettling. The video was filmed inside what appears to be a long abandoned school, and right from the opening moments, the location radiates a suffocating energy, the kind you'd expect from a horror film set. Early on, he keeps the camera trained on the exterior of the building. Everything around him is quiet. The darkness feels heavy and strangely wrong, but the moment he decides to step through the entrance, the unease begins to intensify. He moves carefully through hollow corridors, gutted classrooms, and walls blanketed in graffiti. every corner screaming neglect and decay. Somewhere amid that crumbling environment, something stops him cold, a missing persons flyer, and just next to it, a cluster of bizarre drawings that appear to have been left behind by students who once attended the school. Several of them are far too disturbing to dismiss as innocent scribbling. With each step forward, the weight of the place seems to press down harder. Then, without warning, something takes shape in the shadows ahead. A tall, dark silhouette, completely motionless, apparently staring directly at him. The moment he registers the presence, panic takes over completely. He bolts through the hallways in a full sprint until he finds the only exit available to him, a gap in a shattered window that he barely manages to force himself through. But here's the detail that makes everything even harder to explain. Despite the building appearing completely deserted, that figure was already inside, perfectly still, as though it had been tracking his movements from the start, which leaves one question hanging in the air. If that school is truly empty, then who or what was waiting for him in the dark? January 2025, YouTuber Kaylee Carlson and her boyfriend, Proving Demons, teamed up with fellow explorer Connor the Explorer for a nighttime investigation of the Royal National Orthopedic Hospital, a World War II facility that had been abandoned and gathering dust for 42 years since its closure in 1983, with the building's origins stretching all the way back to the early 1900s. Just getting inside required squeezing past a flooded basement containing roughly 6 feet of filthy, stagnant water.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we've got a snorkel.
We're going to go for a swim down the basement. Oh, nice.
It's quite actually easy, to be fair. Stand on the mattress, there's a little really solid beam.
Oh, perfect. All right, darling. Nice one. Oh, that is really flooded.
Yeah.
So hang on, that's like a full-on basement.
When I run out of here for the nighttime solo exploration, when the noise happened, I jumped up onto this window, my feet slipped out, and I literally landed down there.
Oh my god, what, in there?
Yeah. So the board sunk almost enough to go into the water, so essentially I could have.
Once through, the group discovered the hospital eerily preserved. Original bed frames with chain-link springs still lining the corridors. Medical documents dated 1981 and 1985 scattered across the floors looking almost freshly printed, and operating room doors so thoroughly decayed they buckled like soggy paper at the slightest touch.
Yeah, it's very decayed.
That's stunning. Okay guys, so we've literally just got into this hospital and it is way bigger than I expected. When Connor originally told me doing a hospital, I was thinking kind of like more like Benedin size, so if you guys haven't seen that, it is on my channel, it'll be linked down below. But this place literally goes as far as the eye can see, and that's only one of the corridors. All right, so what do we got? First room.
It appears to be all the old
Oh my god!
It's been piled up in here.
They're original pieces, aren't they?
Yeah, they're solid oak, I believe. They would be.
Oh my god.
So these would have been gone in all the rooms.
Well, do you know what's crazy thing? Those beds have probably been here since it would have been here since the closure, wouldn't it? So 1983, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Bloody hell. Not being funny, looking at those though, seriously, they must have been really uncomfortable to sleep on. Have you seen the springs on these guys? They're like chain fenced almost. They're not actually like proper mattresses that we get these days.
Well, that's what beds and like pop-up beds used to basically be. My parents used to have them when I was a kid.
Really?
Same spring underneath, yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, I was gonna say, they don't look too pleasant.
Deeper inside, Connor led them to the very room where, during a previous solo visit, he'd been rattled by unexplained banging and what sounded like objects being hurled around, noises that had ultimately sent him sprinting out of the building.
When I came in on my own, like a week ago, I stood over there, and this is where the noises were coming from as well.
Really?
Yeah.
What sort of noises?
Just like thrown, sound like thrown or banging.
Oh god, look at these beautiful doors. Yeah, again guys, everything you're seeing in here is completely original and completely classic. I can't believe we are stood in a World War II hospital, completely untouched, and this is all just natural decay, which I love seeing, is that, you know, no kids and vandals just come and smashed it up. It's just been left like the day, you know, obviously the day it was closed. What's that?
Smells horrible in there.
Really?
Do I have a sniff?
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's not great, is it? I wouldn't...
I can't smell it. It just smells mouldy.
It's probably because you just, your own natural stench.
My natural aroma is just depression and cigarettes. Oh, oh God, it's a bat.
Oh God!
Oh God! Oh God! Yeah, no! I hate bats. I don't. Oh God! I don't.
It's gone.
They're cute, but they kind of freak me out. I don't know why. Oh.
All different. Let's have a look here.
I've got a letter here.
June 1985.
What?
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, what is this one for? Let's have a look. And what? Some of the documents are after what, 85?
83.
As they ventured further into the derelict wings, the atmosphere shifted when the group stumbled upon a blood-soaked bag inside what appeared to be a former surgical suite, and whatever was inside had no business being in a building sealed off for 4 decades.
What's wrong?
What the is this?
What's wrong?
What's this bloody bag?
Bloody?
Oh my God! It looks like there's like.
Oh.
It looks like there's like human parts in there.
Oh.
Wait, hold that.
No.
Let me get a glove on. I'm gonna pick it up.
Nah. Andrew, don't
Oh my
pick it
God,
up.
you actually might be right as well.
No, don't pick it. No, you should not pick it up. Seriously, if there's something.
Well, look.
Yeah, I can see there's a leg cast.
A red spot. Indicated bag has been subject to irradiation from a cobalt-60 source for the purpose of rendering it sterile.
So what does that mean?
It's like anti-radiation stuff, but that's just a bloody bag.
Right, don't touch it. Walk away from it, guys, please. Yeah. Okay. Right, okay, explorers, on a serious note, when you find stuff like this, number one, don't touch it because you are tampering with evidence. I'm going to continue exploring the building as normal because I'm here, but I think I might have to make a phone call because that ain't right. And I'm not going to open that bag to find out what it is because I feel like if it is something kind of bad, I don't want to be disrespectful, but I also think it's really dangerous to piss around with stuff that you don't know about. So, guys, I will continue filming, but I will have to, unfortunately, I think I might have.
Then came the room that stopped them cold. Cigarette smoke still hanging fresh in the air, empty beer cans arranged around a camping bed that definitely hadn't been there on Connor's last visit, graffiti sprayed across the walls that sent a chill straight through them, and chains rigged specifically to restrain someone by the wrists and neck.
The wall says fresh meat, don't open.
Fresh meat, do not open. Oh God, we see all. Hang on, you were saying there was a grow in here, right? Like a little bit of a mini grow.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't think this is a good idea. We are waiting. No, don't.
This is the room where I found it as well.
Don't. Look, there's obviously drink cans up here. There's a camping bed. That's fresh.
Someone has been staying.
That's this stuff is not old, guys.
That was not here when I came in on my own.
Really?
Last week, yeah.
Right, I think sensibly we need to get the out personally, because if somebody is staying here with a camping bed beers and it was said to have a grow in it, and now there's a bag.
Have you just smoked? Oh, you have? Oh,
Yeah, he's smoking.
Someone smoking in the last 10 minutes.
Mate, was that graffiti there last week?
Yes.
Did you open the cupboards?
No.
Right.
Should we open the cupboards? Do you know what, Ash?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's one of these things, it's devil and angel, isn't it? Do I do it or do I not? What, are you going to open it?
Well, the shelf, so clearly there can't be a person in it.
Well, no, it's not going to be a person, but it's just that fresh meat package behind us. I'm not even sure if it's paint or if it's real. I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think that's very good.
Okay, there's nothing in these.
Okay. Connor, is that a chain beside you in that cupboard on the left? Just behind your back? What is that on the top shelf, that black thing?
This?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is that a chain? What the hell is that?
Do you know what that's for?
No.
So, in a restraint room, that would be clipped to a wall. There'd be another one, and then I swear they would put. I'm sure that's something to do with that. It's got to be.
Well, that's how they hold patients down.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So when they're oh, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
They put it underneath
to restrain them,
and then they put their hands through it, and then another one, and then they tighten both so that hands can't
oh
move,
my
they feel
God.
right, and that's how they hold them down.
With only a single entry and exit point in the entire building, the group wasted no time deciding to get out, but leaving meant crossing back over that flooded basement where one misstep could turn catastrophic.
All this, guys.
Oh, mate.
It's just open. It's just filled with water. You can probably see it there. There you go.
I'm just trying to work out where I can actually grab onto.
You can't. That's the thing. That's flimsy.
And I've got, look at the length of my legs compared to that drop. Okay. Is that alright?
Yeah, should be. Just don't slip.
Right, let me just get onto a secure piece because when you come in here, I don't trust the weight of that. Right, hey, wait there, wait there, wait there.
Oh, careful, careful, careful,
Whoa.
careful, careful, careful.
Oh my god.
That's the only perk of being 6 foot.
I know, it sucks to be me. I'm 5'5", so I've got to do everything like reverse entry style.
Look down there, look. That's the basement. That's the door to the basement. That light there is overhead. Right. That's how.
Yeah, don't stand on those pipes. Okay.
So who had taken up residence in that hospital during the brief window between Connor's visits? What was decomposing inside that bag? And was someone already in there watching them the entire time, fully aware they'd have no choice but to retrace that same path on the way out?
Paper mill's haunted as shit, because I went there the one night, me and my buddies. We all went over there, and we were drinking a little bit, but
yeah,
my buddy caught it on camera that like something ran behind us.
No kidding.
On Snapchat, like he caught it on.
Friends are cautiously making their way through a derelict paper mill. The crumbling structure alone is enough to keep them on edge, but there's something else fueling their nerves. Word around town is that this place is haunted. Kenneth and Justin made the trip out here to dig into the strange, unsettling stories that locals have been passing around for years. One nearby resident even shared a spine-chilling account of something that happened to him and his crew during a visit long ago.
Lower, closer down here. There's a bone on the beaver dam there. Good. Holy shit. See it right there?
What is it?
A bone. Bone.
I don't see it. Oh, it is. What the fuck? Holy smokes. What was that? Hello?
Yep, get the f out of there! Oh! Yep, no more of that! Did you hear that? Oh yeah! What was that?
There's no shortage of tales like that, though Kenneth and Justin weren't driven here by a belief in the supernatural. They just wanted to witness firsthand what remained of the old factory. Urban exploration is what they do, and this abandoned paper mill in Austin, Pennsylvania, had been sitting on their radar for some time. What they weren't prepared for was the deeply unsettling experience that was waiting for them. As they moved through the building, they came across a dark void underneath the structure and decided to climb down and document what was inside. That's the moment they heard it, a voice drifting out from the darkness, one that definitely didn't belong to either of them. Overcome with fear, the two took off running, certain that something, or someone, had responded to their presence. The voice seemed to belong to a child, which only made things stranger, because what business would a child have lurking alone in the pitch-black basement of a long-forgotten factory? Nothing further disturbed them that day, but the unease never left them for the remainder of their time there. Even now, they have no explanation for what spoke to them down in that darkness, and going back to find answers is simply not something they're willing to do. The following clip comes from a channel called Hell on Earth, a crew well known for venturing into dark and derelict locations, frequently uncovering disturbing, unsettling, and sometimes outright criminal pasts connected to the sites they visit. It's February 1st, 2022, and in this particular episode, the group moves through a sprawling, abandoned structure, almost immediately stumbling onto signs that something isn't right. Right off the bat, they spot personal belongings left behind: food, footwear, and furniture, all suggesting someone had been occupying the space until very recently. The further they push inside, the more convinced they become that the building had been running as a base for illegal operations. Bags of soil, lengthy cables, and an envelope stamped with the word evidence are strewn throughout, pointing strongly to a recent police raid.
Oh my god, have you seen what he's got on his head?
Sub accent, mate.
Tory. Did you get that out of one of your Tory magazines? What?
Oh, it's like a screw.
It's like it's a double-ended fire.
There's a cellar. Oh my god.
What?
The staircase it goes up and round.
Oh yeah, it's two staircases. What's all in all these boxes?
What idea?
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Do you know what's in all these boxes? Like?
Compost.
Soil. Yeah. And look at this. Some criminal has painted that bean green.
Yeah, they blocked out all windows. Look. Do you reckon?
If I'm thinking what you're thinking, you're thinking what I'm thinking. This grow is yet to happen.
Look, they've started taping that off. They've started taping that off.
It's not a grow yet. Look,
I thought that.
Pipe work.
Hang on a minute, have we stumbled upon a grow before it's a grow?
This is a new thing.
They've had fuckloads of bags of soil delivered.
And look at all the cables.
This is hard.
Yeah, look, there's loads there.
We've just stumbled upon a crime.
Right, boys. On a bit of a serious note, try not to touch things.
Why?
Because if this does.
Within the first few moments of stepping inside, the guys are stopped dead in their tracks by crates of soil and unmistakable evidence of very recent human presence. Whoever was there hadn't left long before.
Oh, what's not? Is that just a drop out? Is that just a drop?
No, it's stairs. But like it's a weird drop to the stairs. I want to go upwards because the hose pipe was going to go.
Ow. This is weird, isn't it? This is really weird.
Normally we stumble across a grow after it's been...
Normally we're committing the crimes, not finding them just happening.
Right, well...
Go upstairs.
Yeah.
Wait.
Oh!
This might be a damn bell.
That's a really old Polaroid.
Like the neighbour, is in his driveway washing his car. So
this may be like, do you know that Dan Bell video? That Dan Bell video that ended up being fake.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna go upstairs and the real good people are gonna see.
Original all mix, worldwide organics. All still in the boxes.
Oh, guys, come up here quick. I don't know. It looks like someone's been living here.
This is the.
Oh. Hello? There's an airbed in there.
Hello?
There's an airbed in there.
There's a space heater. No, potatoes and oranges, apples. Only someone. This is like boys. I'm a bit sketched.
Should we get out of here?
I don't know. But get out of here. Look in that room. Look in that room. Have you seen it in that room?
No.
That is the grow. There are boxes.
Quick question for you. If you came across all of this, would you push further in, or would you be sprinting for the exit? Drop your answer in the comments.
They're like.
Yeah, look, this is what. 2nd of January. 2nd of January on the food.
No, I don't like this.
I don't like it either. I've got a weird feeling.
There's a pair of shoes there. There's a pair of shoes there and bread.
They've gone out, haven't they? Why did the food's like in date?
How do you feel? Are you fine?
I think it's funny.
If you're fine, then I'm fine. When Lloydie's got a problem, that's when we know it's real.
No, but Lloydie can be a bit slack sometimes, with danger.
Cheeky bastard.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine, that.
Well, you know, if someone comes back, just say, well, we don't want any.
Why do you really hurt my leg? Oh, it's fine. You'll be alright.
It's not like we're rival drug lords, is it?
Well. I was going to say something.
So some of this is the original content.
If we post this online,
what does it do?
Yeah, like do we get some boards after us because we busted their?
Well, we never.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't think it's active anymore.
Why did it?
What kind of bloody grow? Did they just leave the door wide open?
I'll just pop out for some milk and leave the door wide open.
What?
All the lights have been taken.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think you might be right. Like.
I think they've left. They left like maybe they've just left.
Well, I think they had a gardener in here, which is someone who's an illegal immigrant.
Yeah, and
that
they stay in here all
the time.
They stay in here all the time. We'll just leave it.
No.
And there's some like dried up leaves on the floor and stems. But a dead plant.
Oh, do you reckon it's just?
Yeah, the lights have gone.
The lights have been taken out.
Yeah.
I reckon they've been moving out and they've just not got everything yet. Because you don't you wouldn't leave shit like this, would you? And all the soil downstairs, they've just not come and got everything back yet.
I think we've had a think about it, and it looks like the crop's just been ready, and they've just harvested it and left. But I mean, that food, you can see, it's fresh.
There's like a big pile of books, and the ceiling's really cool.
Next, they start turning up food that hasn't even expired yet, which raises a deeply uncomfortable thought. Can this place really be considered abandoned, or is it actively serving as cover for something far more sinister?
You know what I was saying? I want little picture frames.
Oh, the antique picture frames.
Yeah.
Nice.
Technically, since the last occupiers of this house were grown, do you think it's alright to take?
No, technically they weren't the occupiers, buddy. They didn't like own it.
No idea.
Oh shit! Is that all holding up the roof?
Holding up the roof, and it's just a pipe wedged in by a few newspapers onto an old antique table that's crooked as Bible starting on me then.
Like when? Oh look, there's loads of books in here. Oh.
What's with what?
Yeah, I know. I'm trying.
Do you reckon the people that were growing weed in here came up here every now and again for a leisurely read?
No, I reckon all these books are about growing weed.
Do you know what I like about this beam? You could like use it as a seat. Like sit on it and read your book.
Sit on it. Oh, it's about 400 years old and it's got woodworm.
This is very new for us. We've been to loads of old grows in the past, but thing is, the police will just take all the equipment and leave everything else.
Are you ready?
Yeah. What?
Evidence bag.
Yeah, evidence bag.
So that's why they're not here anymore.
They have been done.
So if we'd have been, well, the food's like start of January. So if we'd have come in December, it'd have been like active.
Yeah.
Wow. Greek yogurt.
So hang on a minute. When did this food go out of date? Did you say? 2nd of January.
It's like
It's
Christmas.
like 3 weeks ago. 3-4 weeks
Just
ago.
before Christmas. Fuck me.
If this has been busted, whoever's like affiliated and not being busted will want to come and collect everything that, like all the soil downstairs. That's a lot of money in soil.
Then comes the moment that stops everything. A brown envelope with the word evidence written across it. A genuinely chilling discovery that all but confirms law enforcement had already swept through. The good news is that whoever was running things here appears to have already been apprehended. Still, it's a deeply unsettling thought. Had the team shown up just a few weeks earlier, they could have walked straight into the middle of an active criminal operation. Luckily, everyone got out without incident. Even so, this footage stands as a sobering reminder that an abandoned-looking building and a truly empty one are not always the same thing. So ask yourself, is that a gamble you'd be willing to take?
I'm hoping that I don't have any visitors here.
Oh, go, 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 go.
Buildings alone after dark is already unsettling enough, but what happens when you come face to face with something you wish you'd never seen? Tonight, we're counting down 6 of the most deeply disturbing abandoned building encounters ever caught on film. These clips might just be enough to keep you far away from any crumbling structure for good. Let's jump straight into this first chilling encounter. Say hello to Jordan and Johnny, two friends who share an obsession with seeking out the creepiest, most haunted locations they can track down, capturing every moment for their YouTube channel, Paranormies. Whether it's ghostly activity in eerie old hotels or sinister presences lurking inside rotting churches, nothing is off limits for these two. They thrive on the adrenaline and the chance of documenting genuine paranormal proof for their viewers. In this particular video, the pair have zeroed in on a crumbling old farmhouse constructed in the late 1940s. The legends attached to this property alone are enough to give most people serious second thoughts about going anywhere near it. Supposedly, not a single occupant ever managed to stay beyond 2 or 3 years. Every resident reported bizarre, inexplicable experiences, disembodied voices, objects shifting on their own, the sound of footsteps echoing through completely empty rooms, until eventually, each and every one of them gave up and moved out. As the years passed, the property earned a reputation among the local community, not merely as a haunted place, but as something outright demonic. Now abandoned, swallowed by overgrowth, and long since trashed by vandals, the farmhouse sits in hollow silence, almost as if it's waiting. And that's precisely what drew Jordan and Johnny to it. It's April 10th, 2021, and as the two pull up to the location, a creeping sense of unease immediately washes over them. The stillness, the deterioration, the weight of every story they've heard about this place. It all hangs thick in the air. Still, they try to push past it, telling themselves it might just be the power of suggestion getting into their heads.
So it's got to be that window?
It'd be that window, barn. Shine the light back here. Yo, Johnny.
What?
Yeah, there's a barn back there. Oh, I can't really see it on my camera. So yeah, it would have been that window. She saw the figure creeping in.
It's easy to overlook at first glance, but pay close attention to the upper window, and you'll catch something that's hard to explain away. Right as Jordan and Johnny start making their way toward the entrance, a dark shape materializes in the window, what appears to be long, shadowy fingers briefly wrapping around the window frame before pulling back and vanishing from view. Completely oblivious to what their camera has already picked up, Johnny and Jordan head inside, feeling confident, maybe even a little pumped up, convinced they're prepared for whatever these decaying walls might be hiding. Initially, everything feels routine: dust-blanketed furniture, wallpaper peeling from the walls, a thick, oppressive quiet, just like every other abandoned place they've set foot in. They begin making their way through the building, setting up their ghost hunting gear, and trying to establish contact with anything that might still be present. But no matter how many times they call out, nothing definitive comes back. Just the occasional faint knock, a random rustle here and there, noises that could just as easily be chalked up to rodents or drafts sneaking through gaps in the walls. Then, just as they start to relax and settle into the investigation, the whole energy of the place shifts completely.
Johnny.
Did you hear that? What was that?
I heard something.
It was this light bulb, dude.
A light bulb.
Look. Oh my god.
That wasn't already there?
No. The reason that I know that the light bulb was in the socket during the sensor deprivation scene and was the cause of the popping noise that we heard is because during the walkthrough I actually went and looked at the lights around the house, and it is the reason I went over to the breaker box to see if there was even power. We noticed there was hydro lines running to the building, so we actually checked to see if there was hydro as soon as we got there. We noticed that there was a table that was off to the side, and Jordan's never done table tipping before. It's something I did. This next clip that you're about to watch could have been caused by multiple different reasons, but maybe I'm a dick, maybe I'm an asshole, and I put Jordan in jeopardy, and my family as well. And for that, I apologize, and say what you will in the comments to me about taking something from a location. But when everyone was gone, I was doing a bit of B-roll, and I took this object. And I believe, I mean, we've talked about it, and we think that it was a handmade address number for the house, and we don't know if there was some significant value to any kind of spirit residing there or whatever. But after I'd taken it, I forgot I had it in my house. It was in my camera bag, and there was one night where Jordan was going to come over and we were going to review the scene of what you're about to see, and just kind of wrap our heads around it and figure out what could have caused this and try and debunk it in any way, which we cannot. And I went upstairs to use the bathroom, and I heard somebody walking around my house, and then I heard somebody, a female, saying hello. I thought it was my fiance. I didn't know exactly what it was. It didn't sound like her, but I immediately called Jordan and to see how close he was to my house. He hadn't left his house yet, so I just kind of stood in the corner of my kitchen and waited until he got there. And to this, I mean, still to this day, I don't know what it was, or if it was caused by this. I'll be returning it, but see for yourself. Okay, here, take this camera, and I'll grab this camera, and then let's
Table tipping.
Yeah, I kind of want to just show.
Is that what it's called?
It's called table tipping, yeah.
It is? Okay. I didn't know if it had like an official name or something.
Okay, yeah, so I kind of want to set up a camera in that corner there, and I want to set up a camera either in this corner or... Stop.
Dude, what was that?
What? Jordan.
What?
Are you okay?
Are you okay?
Where should we go, dude? I want to get out of here for a minute, dude. I don't want to go
upstairs.
Go upstairs. Grab that light. Oh, man.
That was the breaking point for Jordan and Johnny. Whatever was unfolding inside that house was enough to rattle even two experienced explorers like them. They cut the footage right there and got out as fast as their legs would carry them. But one question keeps nagging at you afterward. Could whatever haunts this place have been provoked by the object Johnny admitted to taking home? As he mentioned in the video, did they unwittingly disturb something that was never supposed to be touched? That may be one mystery that never gets a clean answer. What's undeniable, though, is that this night left a permanent impression on both of them. And out of every location they've ever explored before or since, they both say the same thing. Nothing compares to what went down inside that farmhouse. So what do you think sent that table flying? Was it the work of a demonic entity said to be bound to this property? Dying Llama is a channel built around capturing real-world pursuits, close calls, and high-stakes moments in city environments. On March 31st, 2023, a nerve-wracking chase unfolded across New York City, transforming an otherwise quiet evening into a scramble for survival. The crew had ventured out to explore a building they had absolutely no business being in.
You good? And then come this way, because yeah.
They pushed further and further up through the structure, eventually arriving at a vantage point where the New York skyline stretched out in stunning fashion below them.
Yeah. You gotta go from the bottom and go all the way around. Yeah. Or can you go here? I don't know if you can.
Yeah, there's like a lower part though.
Yeah.
This thing's really 1,000. The Empire State Building looks like it's like just dwarfing us.
Yeah. No, this isn't 1,000. This is like, hotels is like 850.
I thought it was like 890.
Yeah, I don't know.
But the peace was short-lived. A figure with a flashlight started moving toward them inside the building, and the group scattered, each taking a different route down.
He came up. Let's go.
That split-second decision turned out to be the least of their problems, because the police showed up almost immediately after. There was no room to breathe, no time to plan. Getting out became the only thing that mattered. Darting through darkened back alleys, every noise hit differently, and every patch of shadow felt like a threat as officers tightened the net. Then a high wall appeared out of nowhere, blocking the way forward. Commands to halt rang out behind them, but they scaled it fast and hit the ground hard on the other side. The chase then moved skyward, rooftop to rooftop, city lights smearing below as he pushed forward, clearing tight gaps and narrow ledges one after another. Pure adrenaline drove him upward until he hauled himself onto yet another roof. Gradually, the labyrinth of the city began working in his favor. He tucked into concealed spots and slowly built enough of a gap that the officers completely lost his trail.
What the f just happened? I just got inside of McDonald's now. it's the upper level's closed, and that's where I am. But the lower level's open still, so I think I can just get out this way, which is good. But I feel so bad. I got caught. They pointed guns at me. Get out of here.
There are nights that produce stories that barely feel believable in hindsight. This was absolutely one of them, where every single turn and every footfall determined the difference between freedom and getting caught.